Hi there, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent licensed in all 50 states, that's including the beautiful one that you're sitting in. Today's topic is a good one. Everyone keeps asking me this, so I said, okay, I'm going to do a video on it. Hey, Stan, what's in your retirement portfolio? You, the master of the universe, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent. Do you drink the Kool-Aid? Do you buy what you sell? Good question. We're going to go into all of that after this. Okay, so a little bit of background on me. Been married for 30 plus years to my lovely wife, Christine, who is absolutely a martyr for hanging in there that long. Bless her heart. I have two lovely daughters at the time of this taping that are in their 20s, trying to figure out life. They're doing a pretty good job of that. So, I'm in that empty nester phase. Who knows about retirement? Can you imagine me retired? Seriously? I mean, my wife can't. It would be crazy because I'm a little bit energetic, as you can tell. But let's talk about a little bit about my background. Now, if you don't know this, I used to be on the other side of the table, the dark side. I used to work for Dean Witter, if you remember that, if you're old, which then was purchased by Morgan Stanley, as I say in the South, Morgan Stanley. And then I went to Payne Weber. If you remember those commercials with, what did Payne Weber say or whatever that was with Jimmy Carter? I think not Jimmy Carter, was Jimmy Connors, the tennis player. He had a Payne Weber commercial. And then Payne Weber was purchased by Union Bank of Switzerland, known acronymically as UBS. So I did that for a long, long time, decades and decades, and managed money and stocks and bonds and all this stuff and managed futures and all that stuff. So I'm very, 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 very familiar with that side of the table, which I truly believe makes me one of a kind in the annuity world because I actually understand that. Now, I focus solely on the fixed annuity space, as you know, as America's annuity agent, and that's a myriad of products from immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, qualified longevity annuity contracts, multi-year guarantee annuities, fixed index annuities, income riders attached to those. That's my focus. That's what I do. That's what I'm good at. We only look at the contractual guarantees of the policy. But if you ask me, what do I own? Well, I have some really good friends and really smart people in the industry. My two partners that when I was last in the business, they're still in the financial business managing money, and they're phenomenal money managers. And each of those people have a portion of my money that I don't look at. Okay, you say, wait a minute, why don't you look at the stock market? Because I kind of I don't know if you know this is probably a surprise to you, a little bit of addictive personality, don't do anything in moderation. So when I was in the stock world, I was, looking at that screen 24/7 and all that stuff. I don't do that anymore. So my friends do that for me. They have a discretionary, I have a discretionary account set up with them, meaning that they can make decisions without talking to me. I do trust them implicitly. I'm not sure I would recommend that for anyone out there, but stocks and bonds and ETFs and all that stuff, they handle that for me. Now, I do drink my own Kool-Aid. I do buy multi-year guarantee annuities. I love those. We do have, my wife and I have set up future income guarantees with income riders and deferred income annuities. I have things set up for my daughters that they don't even know about. So when my Learjet hits the mountain and I die and they come to the funeral, they're going to have a lot of money, but they're not going to have a lot of lump sum. They'll have a lot of payments. I'm handcuffing them a little bit. So when they drive up in the Lamborghini to my funeral, they'll be making payments on the Lamborghini, not have bought it lump sum and flying in a helicopter like that. So yes, I do drink the Kool-Aid. So stocks and bonds and all that stuff, my two former partners, really good friends, personal friends, they handle that for me on a discretionary basis. I own MIGAs. I do own a couple of indexed annuities from the standpoint of with the income riders attached. Here's the one that you're probably not going to believe because I don't sell this product. I own a ton of life insurance. A ton of life insurance, millions and millions and millions, because I think that is a great product. Now, I don't sell that. Good friend of mine who's been on my podcast, Fun with Annuities, his name is Bill Black, and I would encourage you to go to my site and pull down the podcast and watch the interaction with Bill and I. Bill's a good friend and has taken care of the life insurance for me, for my family. And I always say, life insurance is the best return on investment that you'll never see because you're dead. You just don't know it. But it's great, and it passes lump sum to the beneficiaries and tax-free to the beneficiaries and probate-free to the beneficiaries. So if you don't have life insurance, I think it's a very good, it's the best legacy strategy on the planet. So my wife and 2 daughters, I mean, if I do show up like dead and unexpectedly, like this weird, really weird accident, you need to look into them because they've probably offed me to get that. But the bottom line is, ton of life insurance. Also, too, on my podcast, I've done a couple with a guy named Jack Lindenberg, and he focuses on long-term care. And currently, at the time of this taping, Jack and I are working on a program for my wife and I to purchase some long-term care coverage for him, because I know you can't believe this because of the makeup that's done and just the vibrancy of me, but I'm old. I'm old. I tell people all the time, I have cowboy boots older than most financial advisors. I've been around the block a little bit. So I'm at that stage where I'm thinking about, hey, long-term care, probably need to put that in place so I won't be a burden on my daughters from the standpoint of just financially if something happens to me cognitively. And we all have to kind of put that in one of the things I tell my clients all the time, and my wife and I have these conversations, is I know it's hard to believe, but I'm not going to be hitting on all cylinders my whole life. Really? Cognitively, we all are in somewhat of a decline over time as we get old, and that's where the life insurance comes in, and that's where the long-term care stuff comes in, and Jack and I are working on that. By the way, Jack Lindenberg, he's been on my podcast a couple times, Fun with Annuities podcast. I encourage you to check that out and connect with him. He's fantastic. Obviously, from the investment standpoint, I have lawyers and trust and all that stuff, but I think the bottom line is I'm diversified just like you should be. I don't have all of my eggs in one basket, just like you shouldn't have all of your eggs in one basket. Do annuities fit for everybody? Absolutely not. Annuities are transfer risk products. I like transferring risk. And the other thing about my portfolio is I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I invest in other businesses outside of the annuity world. I know that's hard to believe. And I have a really good flair for spotting those type of values and doing some angel investing and things like that. Now, the last couple of years have been tough with COVID. At the time of this taping, we're hopefully kind of coming out of that, the back end of COVID, and the tragedy that has really been on this country from a lot of standpoints. Obviously, people passing away, it's just been horrific. But I think it's, for me, it's made me focus in a little bit more about, okay, let's look at the retirement plan. I've sat down with my wife, and she hates these meetings, and it's about what happens if Stan dies meeting. That's the meeting that we had. I had one recently with her. She hates it. She hates when we do that because she doesn't like to talk about my death. But I encourage you out there to have that hard conversation. Sit down with your spouse or loved ones or partner and say, hey, here's where everything is. Here's where the file is. Here's who to call. Here are my, the 2 people that are managing my money discretionary. She knows them. Here's what they've been told what to do. Here's Bill Black's number. Here's the life insurance company's number. Here are the annuity company's number. Here's where it all is, and lay it out in case something happens to me. Here's the trust. Let's go over the trust. Let's go over what the lawyer put in there. Do we need to change anything? Do we need to change beneficiaries? Our daughters, is everything set up for them so they can live a comfortable life and reap the rewards of all the hard work that we have done and sacrificed, etc. And that's what, as parents, we do. So I think COVID has really been a wake-up call. It's been kind of a smack in the face for me to say, hey, life is fragile. Hey, by the way, Stan, and I had 3 friends actually pass away my age of COVID. It was a wake-up call. And my wife and I really started focusing in on the what-ifs of the world. And I think that we did a good job here recently just putting all that together and making sure that both of us understand if something happened to her, I know what's there. If something happened to me, she knows what to do. So when it comes to what's in Stan's portfolio, same thing that's in yours. Same thing that's in yours. I just don't manage the stock and bond and mutual fund ETF side. And oh, by the way, people always ask me, hey, Stan, Annuity Man, do you own cryptocurrency? Do you own Bitcoin? Do you own Ethereum? Do you own Dogecoin? I don't know. Probably because, my 2 ex-partners are managing the money. They don't tell me what they buy, but I'm sure that they've got something in that area. I don't talk to them, once again, about that. We meet on an annual basis. They kind of tell me what's going on, and that's good from my standpoint, so I don't have to watch it. So the bottom line, what's in Stan the Annuity Man's portfolio? The same thing as yours. It's not 100% annuities. I do have annuities there for transfer risk, for both principal protection and lifetime income, and I'm getting ready to do long-term care. I have life insurance for transfer risk. I'm a big person about transferring risk. Ask yourself this. You have car insurance, you have fire insurance, you have home insurance, you have all kinds of insurance. Do you have lifetime income insurance? I mean, for lifetime income, do you have it that's going to supplement Social Security and all of that, the best inflation annuity on the planet? Ask yourself, do you have retirement insurance, which is either comes down to lifetime income or principal protection? Might want to think about it. So yes, I do drink my own Kool-Aid. I do believe in what we do, which is buying contractual guarantees and transferring risk. And what I would encourage you to do is go to my site at theannuityman.com, use my calculators, run quotes, order my books, and hopefully you'll feel comfortable enough to book a call with me, schedule a call with me, Stan the Annuity Man. 99% of the time you're going to get me unless I'm not feeling well, right, or traveling or something. But 99% of the time you're going to get me. We're going to have that one-on-one conversation about your life. I'm going to listen to you, and I'm going to give you my recommendations based upon my decades of experience and what I do and what I've seen to be successful, and maybe look at annuities as a transfer of risk, trying to figure out how to do that and making sure that it's in proportion and the allocation works for your specific situation. And with that, do me one more favor. Tell your friends about Stan the Annuity Man. Share this, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man YouTube video.